Hi you guys, so today I'm going to be cooking basic risotto. Like I said in one of my videos, it was my February favorite food. So today I'm going to cook it for you. And this is what it's going to look like when it's completely finished. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so today I'll be cooking basic risotto. I have my recipe. So I'm just going to start off by mise en placing all my ingredients, which basically means everything in its place. So yeah, I'm about to just go ahead and dig in. Okay, so I have my mise en place together, and real quickly I'm just going to go over the ingredients and what I have just to tell you what's in the recipe. Start off with, I have half an ounce of butter, which is a tablespoon of butter. Going on next is a half an ounce of olive oil, which is also a tablespoon of olive oil. Next we have 2 ounces finely chopped onions, which is like a half a cup of onions. I'm not quite sure if this is a half a cup. It's just something I had left over from the other day when I made risotto. And it calls for finely diced onions. I kind of over diced these because I put them in like a mixer blender to cut them up, so I was being lazy. But yeah, you would want them a little bit more bigger than those. Next is a cup of rice. This is arborio rice right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a special short grain rice that you would use for this. If you can't find arborio, I had to go to Earth Fair to get mine. If you cannot find arborio, any short grain rice would work. But I wouldn't recommend using a long grain rice because this recipe is specific for short grain rices. Then next we have 4 ounces of white wine. This is basically a half a cup of wine, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that I am only 19. I'm not old enough to drink. I only use alcohol for cooking purposes. My dad actually bought this for me to cook with last November, or around Christmas time, when I was practicing for my finals. But if you are underage, the age of 21, or if you're not in culinary school, I do not recommend that you cook with alcohol unless that you have a parent present. But since I am 19 and that I am in culinary school, I will be using it. But I do not recommend you cook without an adult if you're under the age of 21 or 18. Next, we have 24 ounces of chicken stock. This is basically 3 cups of chicken stock. Go ahead and put that on to warm. Next, we have 1 ounce of Parmesan cheese, which is 2 tablespoons of cheese. And it's required to be grated. Then after that, 1 ounce of butter, and this is just 2 tablespoons of butter. And then after that, it's just salt and pepper to taste. So yeah, we're gonna get into cooking right now. Okay, so we're gonna start cooking. The recipe starts off by saying bring in your cooking liquid to warm it up, and that's just your chicken stock. At first, when I first started this, I was confused. Thought it meant put your chicken stock and wine in the same pot and heat it up, but it's just asking for your chicken stock, and it's over here on this burner to the right, warming up. We're going to start off by heating the 1 tablespoon butter, the half ounce of butter, in the pan. Heat it up with the olive oil. Ooh, got a piece of paper in there. And you always want to clean up as you go, just so there won't be a big mess to clean up when you get finished. We're going to simply just turn that on high and just get that warmed up. Okay, so I simply turned the heat down to about a moderate heat. For me, it's between the 6 and the 7. And now we're going to add the onions. We're going to simply just saute these for a minute to 2 minutes without bringing any color to them. Make sure you get all of it. Once again, remembering to clean up as you go. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes, so now I'm going to add the arborio rice. Just stir until completely coated with the cooking oils and the onions. Just turn the pot around so I can get a better hold. And once the rice is completely coated, you want to add the wine. If you have a gas oven, I recommend you take the pot off of the eye before you put in the wine, just to keep anything from catching on fire. And then after you add the rice, after you add the wine, just stir it in and wait until it is fully absorbed, and stir. You don't have to stir continuously, but check it every once in a while and stir it to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom or burn. And I don't know how well you can see this with the lighting, but I just wanted to let you see what it would look like when it's partially absorbed, or it's almost fully absorbed. And I just wanted to let you see what it looks like. Okay, turn it down just a little bit. And now, okay, making sure the cooking liquid's warm. Go ahead and put that back on low. I had to cut it up just for it to heat up a little quicker. But now, you want to start adding the cooking liquid, a third of it at a time. I'm going to say about 2 ladles each time. It just depends on the person, I guess. And then you just want to let this absorb, like you did the wine, before you add any more cooking liquid. And you want to stir occasionally, just to keep it from sticking to the bottom and burning, and just to help it absorb a little bit. While this is taking time to absorb, I just want to just go ahead and explain. The only reason I'm using glass pans or pots is because that's the only thing my dad has right now. I'm hopefully going to be getting a new pair of pots and pans soon. But the spoon I'm using is plastic, but it's like heat tempered or something, where it's like heat proof to use. It's supposed to look like a wooden spoon, which is what our teacher told us is best to use when making this dish. But because this is what came with our kit, this is what we have to use. And I'm just basically using this because it kind of reminds me of when I made it in school. And just to show you guys the right utensil, even though this isn't wood, it is plastic. Okay, so it has fully absorbed, so I'm going to add 2 more ladles of chicken stock. And let that absorb. So earlier I turned down the heat to keep the rice from burning after the wine had absorbed, and I kind of forgot to turn it back up. But you want to turn it back up to moderate heat, which is between the 6 and the 7. Okay, so that part of that chicken stock is finally absorbed. So we're gonna add the rest of the liquid, since we're adding it in thirds. we're going to add this last little bit completely, even though there may be more than 2 ladlefuls. We're just going to add the rest of it. And just wait until it fully absorbs. Okie dokie, so this is pretty much done. All the liquid's absorbed, everything has been cooked and done. So next, we're just gonna continue stirring for a little while as the heat continues to turn out. But we're gonna add our Parmesan cheese and our ounce of butter, or 2 tablespoons of butter. And then we're gonna mix to combine. And it just makes it creamy and delicious. And that is how you make basic risotto. So that is how you pretty much make basic risotto. Risotto is like a cooking method. You could use it with other grains like barley and oats. But yeah, that's pretty much how you make basic risotto. You could probably use any stock from other than chicken stock if you don't want chicken, but this is pretty good itself. It's delicious. I know I pulled out salt and pepper. It was salt and pepper to taste. I usually don't put salt and pepper in mine, maybe a little bit of salt, but I like to leave it up to the person who's going to eat it, whether they put salt and pepper in it. So this is pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to take a quick bite. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up if you liked. Subscribe if you don't already subscribe. Put this video in your favorites. And please share with your friends. I'm going to go because this is just calling out my name. I just got to eat it. So, see you guys later. Bye.